What up? If anyone actually watches this later on, don't want you to wait too long before you hear me say hello. While I'm waiting for people to say hello to. I think I'm about 5 minutes early, so might have caught a few people off guard. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take that opportunity. Chill out a little bit. Oh, do you know what? I'm playing this guitar with a not too dead chip. And who is in the chat first and foremost? Mr. Not Too Dead. What's up, brother? How you doing? Let's go ahead and place my brother's chip right there. Everyone can see it if they come stopping in. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thank you, brother. That's based on the Took a Pill in Ibiza song. It's just the chord progression there. A song I like to play. Mix the lyrics up a little bit, as I like to do, to have fun when I'm playing. But, you know, make it a little more personal, a little less grandiose, because he's talking about some, you know, he's on top of the world shit, and I'm not. So sometimes you want to moderate between the two, you know what I mean? Hello. Have you met my guy Not Too Dead? Go follow him. Co-founder of the Shacklemen Cuff Club. I got that chip around here somewhere. Tonight we are trying some Gypsy Tribute double barrel bourbon. I love the double barreled, the double charred, the double oaked. Double oaked from Woodford is my very favorite bourbon of all types, or liquor of all types. But I like I said, all the doubles are nice. So we're gonna give this a taste. I'm hoping this is pretty good. Really hoping it's good. And then I'm gonna poke at some locks. I'm not going too serious on that. I'm just gonna see if we can pick and rake a few of those, and then we will move into some handcuff escapes. Depending on who's here and what's going on, is how we will get with that. Go ahead and pop those on. Let's pop that up there and drape it down. Do a little more marketing on the visuals, you know what I mean? Mr. Mark Carter, thank you for stopping by. Mark was popping some fireworks earlier, I believe. It's okay to say, right? I'm not outing you, am I? Handcuffs and alcohol sounds like a night. This is what we do every Saturday night, my brother. Try some alcohol, we bust out some handcuffs, we pick some locks. We see who shows up to talk shit. Mr. Nola Southpaw. That is a goddamn legend in the lock sport community right there. Alright. Without further ado, let's give this a little bit of a taster. Just a little bit. I don't go too wild. That's the nice thing about bourbon. And even whiskey and rye and shit like that. Is I can kind of just sip on it a little while I'm partaking of some beerage. I don't have to slam shots. Just little tasters, you know what I'm saying? Check it out. Ooh, garlic bread. What? I mean, yeah, done right, garlic bread is good. All right. How do I feel about this? First sip. Smooth. Not overly or artificially sweet. It's got a little bit of a burn. It doesn't hide for long, and it kind of rolls through your tongue, but it never peaks very much. So it's a nice subtle burn, nice subtle flavor. Well, it's a little more on the sweetness in the front than I thought on the first sip. But I mean, that's what you're getting with bourbon. Sweet up front, burning back, whatever blend of the two. It's pretty good. I'm going to enjoy drinking that tonight. All right. Alvin, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. All right, let's move over into some of the fun that we're going to have. I was mentioning someone earlier, so you got like this lock. You got this lock. So it's just a weird, different shackle, but it does get in the way. You know, trying to pick and stuff like that, a rig, especially if it's pushed down, because you have multiple adjustable levels. And then it's basically, well, not this one, but basically this lock with a different shackle. I was mentioning to someone this has a really, I don't know, it's just got a nasty pin number 3. You have to depress before you actually start trying to rake it. So I feel like busting this out and trying it out. Double checking that theory. So here we go. Got less room to operate because I'm in between the two posts. Try to get in there. Press that pin 3 and then do a little rake. Well, only problem is I got the goddamn turner on the wrong side. This is the bottom of the keyway kind of adventure. So there's pressed. There's not pressed. So I want to get in there, not pressed. Slowly press. Try to set whatever's going on in that back shit. I am not hitting it. So maybe I was hitting it with kind of an aggressive sharp peaks. So let me go to one of our rolling soft rounded peaks. I'm still gonna have to do the same. See if I press it, I can't get it past pin 3. If I release, I can get it past pin 3. And then I gotta figure out how to set shit so I can pop it out. Right. Obviously, that one worked. Try that again in a second. I don't know what's going on. Those are buns, bro. Those are buns. I got buns. They're kind of tiny little buns. They're tiny and tight. Like a 20-year-old chick swimming. I mean, that's not the best way to be, but that's what I got. All right, so I got to get it past that 3. And then it's kind of no problem. If I tension before I'm past the 3, there's no getting past the 3. I got a completely non-tension. I got to reset non-tension. There you go. And then see how simple it is from that point. Get it in there. Tension. Oh, I didn't do it. God damn it, you son of a bitch. Should just unzip. There we go. Bang. Just quick bang bang. Alright, folks. You hit that like if you would. I'd appreciate it. Help me in that algorithm and shit. I'm trying to hit that 40K. I'm about 225 a week from it. Sub me up. Help me out. Here's to you. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get there. When I get there, I'm going to launch a little challenge giveaway thing for my lock sport people. And we are working on a round of shit for all of my Mint-Made vets, which are my vets in the lock sport group that we try to provide some like picks and locks and other shit for. We're doing like a big group send out for the holidays at the beginning of December, so we have to gather a lot of shit. We're getting some picks and some locks and some handcuffs and some beanies and some bottles of booze and then whatever else we can throw in there. We're going to send out to our vets because we love our fucking vets. If you don't love our vets, get the fuck out of here. And I can say that because I'm like a lefty fucking woke flake kind of motherfucker, and I still support vets, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard to do. They go do a job. We're supposed to take care of them when they get back. Man, it's a social contract. So let's do that shit. Anybody who subscribes to my channel, sends me a super chat, donates in any way, all that shit ends up going to vets. Any of my views that turn into ad money, which I get an incredible $100 about every 3 or 4 months. It's not much. I don't pimp the channel enough. But any of that comes in, man. I buy picks, I buy locks. It goes to the cost of shipping shit out to my vets. Mint-Made Lock Sport. We do have a channel. Just kind of to have a home, you know, I do a little bit over there, but I feel stupid when I double up doing the same shit on 2 channels. Alright. This is Master Lock 141, and it's... oh, shit. Springs are a little springy. This is the first lock I ever had, and I've blown the fuck out of the springs. Raking it over and over. So now it's a little sloppy. Also, I don't pick it very often. Usually just rake it. Which, yeah, fuck it. Let's do that. Let's do that. We will go with... oh, shit. There it is. Right there. Get in there with... this is overkill. Only 4 pins in there. I don't need 5 peaks. But, fuck it. It's gonna work. Why not pop it? This is that same lock. If you peel all that plastic away, when you see a plastic covered lock, that means they made less lock. So, this is what's underneath something like that. This is another 141. Let's see if we can master lock rock that bitch open. I don't do this one very much, so I don't know what the trick is. I gotta go lighter? Do I gotta go heavier? I gotta rock more. Gotta do the super agitation method. Bam. And that works. Call that brushing the teeth, baby. You just with kind of a light and slightly bouncing tension. And eventually, pop, 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 pop. Those pins line up, and you get that motherfucker open. Alright, what's up? Mom Nick, how you doing, man? Mr. Mark Carter. Randy Girl. Dean is a cheap date. He is, actually. But that ain't a bad thing, man. He's a fun date. You know what I mean? He's an efficient date. You pour in a little bit of money, you get a whole night of fun out of Mr. Dean P. We call him Damn It Dean because he just gets into so much shit. Why isn't this opening? That should be open. Let's do some weird shit. See if we can open it. Try to wiggle. It's not working. We'll do a 2-finger rock. It's not working. Alright, we need a different fucking pick. We need a different fucking pick. What's the best lock to get to start off with? I really recommend if you start picking to get the Master Lock 141. Get yourself a Brinks 40mm brass. And then a really just easy is to start grabbing every laminated padlock you can get a hold of, whether it's in your friend's garage or something you buy on Amazon or at Ace. You're going to get a Master Lock and a Brinks and a Belwith and another Brinks, and you're just, these are the most common locks, easiest ones to get. You can buy them, you can get them at garage sales, you can get them from friends, like I said. You can get them even if they're cut, like, you know, so someone got locked out of their fucking storage unit and had to cut it. And, I mean, it's easy to open like that, but as long as it's in a locked position, you can still play with that and pick it and rake it and learn from it and practice on it. So, but the first 2 locks I do recommend to buy or get and start picking are the Master Lock 141 and the Brinks 40mm, both 4-pin locks. Neither one of them have security pins. Next, after that, like any kind of Brinks laminated, no shit, it's not a Brinks. Any kind of Brinks laminated, most of them seem to have spools in there, so that's a quick, cheap, easy way to start practicing spool pins, which is kind of your first security pin you run into. And then after that, it's serrated pins, which suck. But you're really gonna, the best way to get into those is American Locks 1100s. So you can have spools and serrateds kind of combined or mixed or whatever. God damn. That should have been open. Oh, for 400 for padlock? What's that? Use drill or hacksaw or cut off tool. Yeah. Well, the problem with a drill or a hacksaw or a cutoff tool is you only get to do that on a lock once. Whereas, supposedly, I'm going to open this lock multiple times. Apparently not right now. Try to go in there and pick it. It should be, if I do it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, unless I didn't set something. Oh. See, that's where I had it picked, and then I dropped the tension tool, and it reset because it's a sprung core. If it was not a sprung core, like this is not a sprung core, and I dropped my tension tool, the core would just sit where it was until I picked the tension tool up and did it again. So, alright, we're going to try this. We're going to go with the heavy dog legs from Greyhound Picking, which I have an announcement about Greyhound Picking. If you guys will stick around for a little bit while I pick, smoke, have a drink. I have, I think, an exciting announcement. Which I'm not going to make if I can't open some goddamn locks. Alright, let's start again. Honestly, the problem is I'm using a 16 thousandths, and I rarely use that shit. So let me go to something. Even though this pick's bent because I used it on handcuffs a lot. Stiffer, I get more feel out of it. Hopefully. Goddamn, should translate. No fucking pick. Pin 1. Pin 2. Pin 3. Pin 4. Oh, there we go. Pin 5. Core's a little sticky after pin 5. Gotta remember that. Alright. Whereas like there, the Brinks laminated, you got a couple spools in there. Might be a pretty easy damn lock. But you'll still feel how to deal with false sets and counter rotation. So even if you catch a lock that's like a 2 or 3 pin pick, you'll get some practice on the spool pins. Smoke lots, Dean smoke. What's going on? Keys are boring and don't. Yeah, I don't. Keys are boring. I just throw them. Most of my keys, I just get thrown into a tray and I don't play with them later. Some locks, if I'm kind of like, want to make sure, I have the reference key, throw them all on here, and then, sometimes. My problem is if I look at a key, it screws me up. So reading a key, like I'm like dyslexic when it comes to reading a key. So I'll try this bell width. 60 millimeter, I think. See if we can get in this bitch. Alright, give me a like up in there. Go sub me up. I'd appreciate it. Trying to get to 40K. Only a couple hundred away. So you could be the person that pushes me over the top. If you want to become a member of my channel, I do an amazing amount of nothing for my members. But just know that, remember, the money goes to supporting Mid-Made Lock Sport, which is the lock sport group for vets. And we buy locks and picks and pay for shipping and other shit like that. The whole point of that project. Well, for fuck's sake. Get that one open. 309 chat. 57 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit me with that like. Y'all give me a like. I could use it. It'd be wonderful if you'd throw a like my way. Help me with that algorithm. Yeah. I don't know. That's probably a bastardization of some character off Family Guy. Yeah. Why don't y'all do it? Thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's move on to this little Brinks. We're gonna do Brinks. This a 60 millimeter. It's a big boy. Wow, it's like heavy in your hand. You know what I'm saying? It's so heavy. Oh my goodness. That sounds dirty. Alright, let's switch up our pick. No, I had the right pick. I was just so nervous. Let's get in there and go to the back. I'll set something I probably shouldn't have set. Get a little bit of false set off that. And there. Should be. Oh, there we go. Front pin with counter rotation on the spool. Actually get an effective pick. Pick these, both of them. Yeah, pick these. Who's these? Yeah, you can pick them. You can get these double D's up in your nostrils. You know what I'm saying? It don't really make sense, but we'll still do it. Let's get us a rake. We won't rake it. Oh, shit. You stupid fucking lock. Get open. What am I jamming? Hold on. Sometimes they get a little screwed up, you know what I'm saying? And there we go. Oh, yes. So I gotta get in there. Get a little pop forward on them top pins. So, skadoosh. So, start getting a feel for it. Just go over and over. I don't like my bones bare. Dean bared his bone? Jesus, Dean. Guess you really were trying to get some money this month. Alright, my brothers. So, I don't know if y'all know. That is my idea for a pick. I got a little twisty on the two sides. A little double bar. Adds a little bit of flex on up in there. Call them the double helix. And if you tune into Greyhound Picking tomorrow, you'll find out how you can get some of these. It's truly a fucking awesome pick. Alright. I think the time has come. Let's move into this shit. There's my boy, Mr. Not Too Dead, co-founder of this shit. So, oh, damn. That was a bad flip. Oh, that was a bad catch. Alright, third time's the charm. Fourth time's the charm. Hold on. Goddamn. Alright, let me just fuck around with that a little bit if you guys don't mind. Take a little break. Mess up some shit. Get that in the right position. Oh, god damn. I gotta do some practice. We're doing cuffs, baby. That's what we're up to. So, Peerless 700C, one of the more commonly used pair of cuffs in America. I am properly locked up. We're going to go ahead and use the rock out your lockout cuff key tool. It will allow me to more easily set the double lock. And if I were to use it to get out, it would be much easier than a regular key. Oh, there we go. So double locked. Double locked. I gotta search for a tool on the desk. I got a bent up pick right here. So I gotta kind of pay attention to the direction and the bend involved in the tip. So I know I'm gonna hit the right spot to release the double lock and then get myself out of the cuff. So hopefully that was the double lock. It was not. All right. Back in there. That was the double lock. There we go. It's more feel than sound. That's something you do have to kind of practice with. And it will give you what's going on better. So you can kind of try to show you with the double lock button on this side. Bows down, still holes out, so the bow down, hole out. I'm going to take the key tool and take that little double lock pin and press that down. So we are double locked. I'm going to repeat that on the second cuff. Make sure it's fully double locked. Felt like it moved a little bit, so like I said, I want to make sure it's double locked. I'm not trying to make it easier, I'm trying to make it harder. So we're coming up, hopefully. There is the recess of the button. Get in there, do this right. Hopefully you can see the button pop up. So there's the button. If the button's up there right, then I'm going to be able to do that. Now sometimes you will pop the physical button up and not fully release the double lock. And that's frustrating. You can always check by squeezing the bow to see if it's going to move for you. So let's get in here. We got that there. Missed it. Missed it again. I heard the click, but you can also see it. See a little shiny bit right inside there. So I'm going to take this and see if we can pick out of it. Just like that. Skaboosh. And we're doing that with a bent up pick. That used to be one of my favorite kind of profiles. Well, it's bent to shit. And that makes it harder to use. How's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Who's drinking what? Where's my thing? I'm toasting you with some Gypsy Whiskey Tribute. Double barrel bourbon. It's actually good smooth. Good even burn. Might be a... It's weird though, because the sweet is more on the back end. So I'm not always... I like the sweet a little more on the front end, but it still is tasty and good. It's one of those things that happens. Alright, so... the wall of handcuffs is up here. If I want to play with more handcuffs, I gotta reach up here. Start picking shit off my wall. Alright, so Peerless 700C, Peerless 750C. And the real difference, other than the powder coating on this, is this has a bar across for the double lock. This has a spring across for the double lock, which you can whack these really hard and release the double lock. It doesn't work on these. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see if they pick any different for shits and giggles. So, key tool, double lock. There we go. Gotta find that hole from around the corner, you know what I'm saying? No, I do not have any furry handcuffs yet. I gotta get some for how many times people bring it up, though. Dean, you already pounded all three? If you'd like to see me do some furry cuffs, feel free to send me $40 in the super chat. And I'll buy a pair of cuffs. Alright, so these are double locked 750Cs. It's pretty much the same thing, even though it's a different mechanism on the double lock, it's the same hit. I'm kind of going for the same spot. I'm listening for the same sound. And I'm making the same escape. Move over to the other side. Same hit. Same hit. Same escape. So, for me as an escape artist, not a lot of difference between the two. So let's find a different cuff and play with that. We are gonna do, let's do the Chicago. Alright. So, Chicago brand, you got differences. Over on the side of the cuff, you have vertical keyway as opposed to in the middle of the cuff having a horizontal keyway, which can be more helpful or less helpful depending on where that is located and if you're doing multiple cuffs and escapes and things like that. So, the difference on these two is, let me get on the same side. Alright, so there is the bow. So we're kind of in the same side here. On this, I'm going to get over to about 3 o'clock. Get in there and pick that up. On this, I'm going to get in the top of that keyway, above the post. I'm going to kind of go straight across from 10 to 2. And when I get to 2 and feel the pawl, I'm going to do a little bit of a maneuver. So I'm going to lean back this way to engage the pawl at 2. And then I'm going to twist it that way a little, or turn it that way a little bit to manipulate the pawl. So engage, then manipulate. A little bit different motion. And that's why I'm getting all the different brands of cuffs. Practicing with all this stuff. All the cuffs are fake, duh. Dean, you sold me all the fake cuffs, man. So it's all your fault. So when they're on, even in the chain where you have the most mobility within the cuff world, unless it's an extended chain, it's less, it restricts you a little bit. So it's harder than just the practices. But if you do it over and over, you start to feel for that spot. Be willing to switch the pick. Because this pick is bent to shit. There we go. And then just kind of like as you're doing it, remembering which keyway you're in, what kind of thing you're doing, what you're feeling for, what you're trying to manipulate. So, pair of Chicago X55s, which if you see this chain right here is part of a transport cuffs. It's got a pair of X55s for the wrists at one side, and then a pair of leg cuffs at the other side. So these are commonly used for prison transports, which is a absolutely wonderful cuff. How is everybody doing tonight? Sorry, I'm trying to buy time while I roll myself up in an inebriant. Hit that like, y'all. I'd appreciate it. Sub me up. I'm trying to get to that 40K. I was about 225 away when we started. If any of my people in the chat can go check and see if I'm even remotely closer, I'd appreciate that. Picks and Sharp Object, what's up? Nice singing. Was I singing? I'm sorry. At best, my singing might not offend somebody. At best. Unless I manage to do like a couple seconds of a good mimicry of somebody or a commercial, you know what I mean? All right, we need to grab another pair of cuffs. What pair of cuffs do you guys want? We got some shinies. We got the orange. We got the yellow. Shiny above that. Some green. We got some black. We got some purple. We got some black. We got some orange. Transports. What cuffs? Orange. All right, I saw orange. Backstabber said orange. Oh, Backstabber. Hey, I saw your Backstabber. Somebody was mentioning your channel or mentioning you earlier. I would have to go back and kind of think about it. Not in bad ways, nice ways. Someone was like, I don't know if they were bringing you up as a new channel or mentioning a video you did, but it's actually cool. I just saw you because that makes me remember you more. So we're gonna go with the Chicago Thousands of this pair of orange, and then we also have a pair of Peerless 750Cs as this pair of orange. These are the two oranges. So let's do a battle of two oranges. If you are doing a multiple cuff escape, I recommend you put all of the cuffs on one of your wrists first. It's easier to put the other hand in all of them at the same time. That's what you got to do. Mr. Noah Southpaw, we are Legion. What's going on? Right. He's an up. Oh. Backstabber. That is where I saw it. Somebody mentioned Backstabber being a lefty. Ah, my excitement is totally gone. Children of the Devil. Left-handed. Crazy people. Alright. That's how quick it is to just pick out of them. Pick, 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 pick. Done. Bam. Gone. Out. I don't care how many pairs of cuffs you put on my wrist. If they can fit, I can pick out of them. I'm a fucking madman. I do this shit for fun. I just handcuff myself. Look, it's fun. Why? Because I got problems. What's up? Where is my shot glass? Where is my shot glass? Where is my shot glass? And remember, we're rocking that Gypsy Tribute double-barreled bourbon. Yeah, it's honestly, it's kind of deceptive because you could sit there and drink this whole fucking bottle with a buddy of yours around a campfire and then look down and not realize it's all gone and then be like, oh fuck man, I'm in trouble, and then be like, still the night is not over, and then you're looking for more booze. All right, let's get out of this with something stupid. I'm gonna try to pick. Oh, that one's bent the fuck up. Let's try. Take a brand new bobby pin. See if we can make this bitch work. 2 pair of orange cuffs. Viva la Gypsy. Marissa, what's up, love? Miss Marissa. There's one of our mods. Is the best half of the Newhouse Lock and Key show. I used to say nice things about Newhouse, but tonight, no. Newhouse is a backstabbing son of a bitch. Not really. He's a good guy. He's a locksmith, a lockpicker. He's got some lock designs and some things that are some tools that are helpful, so go check him out. Newhouse Lock and Key. He does lives usually Sunday and Tuesday if he can. He might be switching up what he's doing, but and Marissa is the wife and co-pilot of the show, and she makes it a lot of fun. We like those guys. Don't tell Newhouse I said that. Tell Newhouse I said I talked shit about him. I was like, he smells bad, and he's got a big nose, and like tell Newhouse I said all kinds of fucked up shit. But honestly, good guy. Go check out his channel, sub him up. Speaking of subbing it up, sub me up, y'all. All right, let's go. We gotta bust out another pair of cuffs. Do we go black, purple, green? You want to go H&R Super Style? Fuck with. You want me to bust out some hinged? What do we do? Come on. Murdoch, nice. You gotta escape from things, man. It's all practice. I know, that is my backsplash. Oh, Mountain Mick, dude, thank you. I have not used that word to describe that. Nola, thanks, brother. All of them? All right. We'll have to work it out one by one. You know what? I keep a little bit of higher stuff in here. So the hinged, the Smith & Wesson, the warded cuffs, which would be the Chicago X22s and the Smith & Wesson 104s. So they got to be kept separate because you can't just mix these up. Accidentally put these on, thinking you're picking an easier cuff, because you're just gonna be fucked. What are the hardest? I'm not the expert to say that yet, because there's Peerless cuffs with the medical lock, the Australia's, what is it, safety lock, I forget what they call them, are supposed to be pretty good. Australia's though are really tough, mainly because they're hard to get, so we haven't had the opportunity to practice beating them. And then there's like Italy has a pair of cuffs that they don't even admit they made to restrain mafioso bosses and shit like that. So it's a little bit hard, but um the thing is, the hardest thing about the hard cuffs is they're they're largely unavailable for escapists to practice on. And once we get a hold of fair cuffs, we'll learn to beat them. So fucking send me a pair of cuffs, I'll beat them. Might not be the easiest, it might take a while, but I promise I will fucking beat the cuffs. I used to have a hard time with Smith & Wessons. There's a lot tighter tolerances, it's a stronger spring. Even if the picking and the keyway are the same as like the Chicago. It's a vertical keyway over the side of the body. There are nuances that are different, like I said, due to tighter keyway, the tighter tolerances, the stronger spring. And then as you adjust to those, and maybe a slightly different spot. Mainly same spot, but slightly different spot. God damn it. It's the bent pick blues. Hold on. Bend that back into place. See if that helps. If not, I'm stuck in these. My wife will not be happy. She's like, what the fuck were you doing last night? Damn it. Saw how easy I got the first one. Now I'm in my head trying to tell you guys shit. I'm not hitting that right. Alright. Just randomly grab this pick. Try to make that work. And it won't work. Jesus Christ. Here's why I have so many bent picks. I get frustrated. I just start fucking sticking picks in there. See what I can make work. And I bend shit. Alright. I can't move on until I'm out of the goddamn cuff. Double lock it, No double lock. Just stupid struggle. This is why I practice. Just keep slipping up the fucking thing. No matter what I put in there, I'm failing. Alright. I have to live with these cuffs. I have to live with them on my hand for the rest of my life. Well, unless this pick works. Fuck it. Fuck. And like I said, tighter tolerances, tighter spring, harder cuff to pick, harder cuff to get out. Now, sometimes overall harder, doesn't necessarily mean it's overall harder. So we got the double lock engaged. This is a 15,000th pick. And because it's a tighter keyway, it actually kind of holds the slim pick in place. I'm less likely to bend it because I'm fighting around that tight keyway. I was able to pop that double lock. It's pushed through. You can see it right there. And there we go. Whereas normally I would have bent the shit out of this pick trying to pick a double lock on a Peerless or a Chicago. Or maybe some other things like a ViperTech. But it works really well knowing that this is tighter. I can use a thinner thing that will actually engage it and make it happen without bending the fuck up. So, but only on double lock. It doesn't work quite as well coming across and doing that. You still need, I find I need a little bit more stiff thing up there to get that, whereas I can engage that with thinner. What's up? Entertainment and Shacklemen Cuff Club brothers. Guys, go check us out. A bunch of us, hashtag Shacklemen. You'll find a bunch of handcuff and escape enthusiasts. My partner, Not Too Dead, and I started up. We're having a blast with it. All right, let's grab another pair. We're just grabbing pairs off the fucking thing. Where is the pick? There it is. All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go over there. ASPs. Hold on, I'm picking them off the wall. Alright. ASPs, I got ASP Ultras. These are ASP Sentries. They're designed with input from police. He's no Wolf, and you're still watching. What did Wolf have to say? Do I gotta roll back? Wolf Miller. That's what I'm saying. If he actually gets out of one. Wolf. Am I restrained by cuffs? I am not. So I have gotten out of them. Therefore, you're entertained. That's how you put it. Alright. I have. Let me get these out of there. ASPs designed by cops. Alright. We're going to just fold up part of that bottom there. Get that way. And then we're going to reverse that and fold it that way. And get us a little bit of an L. If that bottom part of the L is too thick, I did it wrong. The reason I need that top part is to get it out of the way of my wrist and shit like that. If I'm going to try to use anything like a wrapper, there's a shim, I did. I made that bottom part a little bit too wide. So I'm going to adjust that. I need it to fit the width of the bottom there. Alright. I got this in here. You already see. We're able to nail this out. Try to get in here and do it this way. Maybe the back side's a little too thick. Again, we're folding it from two sides, so oh shit. I do want it that way. It's able to fit in the front. So I'm able to get it down in there and pop the cuff. There we go. Backstab. It gets a little bit unhinged around here sometimes. That is true. So those are the fun cuffs. They're fun to get out of, fun to practice with, but I don't think they build skills for getting out of other cuffs. So in terms of progression of skill and things like that, I don't recommend them. but for having something to have fun. They're the master lock of handcuffs. So if you were to get them, that's what you would get them for. What's up, Miran? Woof, woof. I'm sorry. You can buy a ring with a shim concealed in it, just saying. You can make a ring with a shim concealed in it, just saying. You can have a bunch of shims secreted around your body, just saying. You can learn to pick the lock and not have to need a shim, just saying. There's a lot of options, brother. That's what's up. Alright, let's go up in here. Pull some cuffs. And, let's get the, what are those? Chicago lightweights. Alright. I'm gonna grab those. Just for aesthetics and fun. Alright. Chicago. It's vertical. You're gonna get in there, you're gonna cross the top, you're gonna pick it out. It's not an overly tight keyway, but you still have to work it. See? Sometimes you gotta make sure you find that pawl. Get out of that pawl. Dean? 0 day. 0 day is literally down the street from me. I've worked for that guy before. So maybe I can. I'm actually about to reach out to him for some help submitting made. Look how fast that was, people. These are an aluminum cuff. They're lightweight, made by Chicago. It's their lightweight version. Everybody's got a lightweight version. Same keyway. After you keep beating up the keyway a lot, it does get a little opened up. So I gotta get a new pair of these. These are getting blown out. I don't want an easy pair of cuffs. What the fuck fun is that? Alright, so we'll pull out another pair of thousands. Again, Chicago's in the top. Hit the pawl, manipulate the pawl. I'm hitting the pawl and slipping off the pawl. So there we go. Is Wolf the man at this point? Shit. Wolf, what do you think I should do to pick myself out of... Look, if Wolf knows what he's doing, if he's the man around here right now, alright. Wolf, how do you recommend I pick myself out of these H&R Super Styles? The keyway is in the base, which the swivel, it has to be opened up, and it has a really weird keyway. So Wolf, give me some advice, man. Everyone said that you're the fucking man in the chat. I'm waiting for you to tell me what's up. Beers? Dean! This is the Dean P. That's our boy, damn it, Dean. We love that motherfucker. Alright, if you're checking this out, man, hit the like, hit the chat. Sub me up, man. I'm trying to get to fucking 40K. I'm just a basic ass lock picker and escape artist. I'm just a small time kind of guy. Trying to grow my shit. I don't even hustle the money off it, you know what I mean? Like, just help me grow. Where am I at? Someone go check me out. Where's my fucking sub count right now? He's in Dave Land. Ooh, Dave Land. Ooh. I don't even know Dave, and I don't think I want to be in Dave Land. $160 away. Well, if I got closer, man, I appreciate that. It's always a good night. I was not putting it all into this. I have next week. I have throughout the week. I started a new job, man. You guys want to know my job? So my new job, let me pour a little fucking bourbon. I'm in no rush to get out of here. So what? Not many people are here. If it's a low view night, man, then the ones that showed up matter more, you know what I'm saying? And I love you motherfuckers. So my new job is I am a goose buster. I take a border collie around from site to site, and I use the dog to chase geese. And if there's a pond and they get in the pond, I have a remote control fucking airboat to chase them out of the pond with. And then I use the dog in the airboat to annoy the shit out of geese so they leave the site and go find some other fucking place to be. So I'm going to drive around all day, full time, with a dog and an airboat, fucking chasing geese. Ooh, gooses. Gooses! That shit's going to be fun. Well, y'all, it was a nice night, man. It was relaxed. We didn't go too big tonight. Just played a little bit one at a time, a couple little basic locks. Had a little bit of fun. Hopefully got a little bit closer to the goal. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to go hang out with my people in the chat and shit like that because I don't have to work tomorrow. So I'm going to stay up late and have a few more cocktails and hang with my people. So thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Thank y'all. Have a good night.